Good day. This video of our email writing series is about another aspect of the email, the subject line. When we open our inbox, we're hit with a lot of emails. How do you decide which one to answer first? One way is to open emails sent by people we know or those we work with closely. To filter out unnecessary or irrelevant messages, most people filter by reading the email subject fields. If the subject field doesn't capture their attention, they move on to the next message in their inboxes, even though the main body of the email may contain information that's valuable and useful to them. And that's what makes the subject line super important. So what's the subject line? Well, to put it simply, the subject line is a short, one-line summary of the email. It gives away the main point of the email at a glance so that the receiver can open the message to read all the details at his or her leisure. One of the main mistakes people make is forgetting to write a subject line. A blank subject line is more likely to be overlooked or rejected as spam. So always use a few well-chosen words to tell the recipient what the email is about. The second rule after never leave the subject line blank is to avoid using vague subject lines like meeting or hi. In personal emails sent to family or friends, you can still use generic subject lines like hi. But remember never to use them in any formal email sent for work or to people who are unknown to you. On the other hand, you shouldn't go completely in the opposite direction and write a very lengthy subject either. Something like this email is to inform you that a team meeting is being scheduled tomorrow afternoon at the conference hall is far too long. Remember that a subject line is meant to summarize and not describe. The subject should be focused, simple and specific to the topic of the email like, say, team meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. conference hall or something like that. You should limit the subject to 6 to 8 words at the maximum. Writing a subject can be tough. In fact, a good rule to follow is adding a header with keywords like meeting, information, request, etc. If an email is important or urgent, one thing I like to do is start my subject line with urgent or response requested. This lets the recipient know that they need to take an action beyond just reading my message. Another point to keep in mind when writing your subject is to remember the context and audience of your email. There's a big difference in the language used in personal emails and for official or professional emails. Using "Hi Kiran, can we meet tomorrow at 12 p.m. as a subject of a mail to your friend is fine, but for your boss, a complete no. Instead, using something like request for appointment tomorrow 12 p.m. will get you a positive response. Most of these tips we've just discussed are mainly for formal emails. For informal emails, you can be much more relaxed with your subject line. However, I still encourage you to follow these rules as a habit even for informal emails, as it helps make your communication clearer and reduces misunderstanding. A warning: when editing your email before sending it, also be sure to proofread your subject line. Since the subject is your first impression, you want to be sure that your writing is clear and free of errors. With that, we come to a close. In the next video, we'll get to the mail itself. We'll start off with how to open and close an email. Thank you.